What if the very moment the code of Harry comes back into focus, Dexter's the first one to violate it? I will prove it with one clean receipt. Season 3, Episode 1, Oscar Prado dies on a dirty floor, and Dexter realizes he may have killed an innocent. This is commentary and critique for education and entertainment. Major spoilers ahead. We are pulling receipts from Season 1 through Season 8 of Dexter because that is where the code is born, bent, and broken. The rulebook is simple on paper. Do not get caught and do not kill the innocent. In practice, it is a survival algorithm with moral wallpaper. Before we cut into the breaches, watch how the code returns as a voice of authority. Season 8, Episode 2. Evelyn Vogel tells Dexter she helped Harry design the rules, and the tone is clinical, almost proud. The series reframes a father's hunches into a protocol. Now the rot inside the spine. Season 2, Episode 10, Dexter learns Harry overdosed after seeing what his training produced. The mentor who preached secrecy cannot live with the consequence. Here is your early prompt. Drop one episode from the original series and a one-line theory in the comments. I will test it against the receipts on screen. Receipt 1, the spark that exposes the code's blind spot. Season 3, Episode 1, the Oscar Prado incident. Dexter grapples in the dark, steel flashing, and a young man bleeds out. The next day, Dexter goes to Oscar's funeral, scanning faces for evidence of deserving, and finds grief instead. Pattern interrupt. If the code truly safeguards the innocent, why is its first major stress test an innocent on the floor? Receipt 2, the consequence that shatters the house. Season 4, Episode 12. Rita lies in the bathtub, blood slowly circling the drain, Harrison crying on the tile. Dexter followed the code all season, stalked and studied, and still never modeled how to protect his own family from a system built on secrecy. Curiosity loop. If shock breaks the ritual, what does Dexter do when anger hits before planning? Receipt 3, the snap. Season 5, Episode 1, a boatyard shop bathroom, a hook glinting under fluorescent buzz, and a loudmouth man named Rankin pushes one insult too far. Dexter kills without plastic, photos, or vetting. It is not the dark passenger's ceremony. It is grief turned into a weapon. Receipt 4, the mercy the code cannot parse. Season 3, Episode 10, Camilla, the records keeper who watched Dexter grow up, asks for a peaceful death. Dexter laces the key lime pie, and she slips away with a thank you. The code says nothing about mercy. The man breaks it with gentleness. If that is true, then the code is not a moral compass. It is a procedure book that cannot handle love, accident, or pain. Let us pull the lens back and test the strongest counter theory. The defense of Harry is simple. The code saves lives. Boundaries keep a predator pointed at predators. There are receipts for that too. Season 1, Episode 7, a suspect named Neil Perry confesses to being the ice truck killer, and the whole department celebrates. Dexter does not hunt him. He reads the blood, the body language, the puzzle pieces, and waits. The code stops a false kill. Season 1, Episode 2, Dexter clocks the real predator behind the wheel. A drunk driver who kills for sport and sets a ritual that will hold for years. There are monsters who never face courtrooms. The code targets them with precision. Counter theory paid off. The rules do avert some tragedies. But watch how often the same system invites catastrophe. Curiosity loop. When the code works, whose needs does it actually serve, the city's or Dexter's? Receipt 5. The predator Dexter misread because the ritual satisfied his disgust. Season 4, Episode 5, fashion photographer Jonathan Farrow treats models like disposable parts, and Dexter sees cruelty as confession. He kills Farrow, then learns the assistant, not the artist, was the murderer. Dexter obeyed the ritual and still broke the rule. Receipt 6, the protect the family exception, that is not an exception at all. Season 8, Episode 1, Deborah free falls into pills and bad men, and a robbery suspect named Andrew Briggs pulls a knife. The struggle is close, frantic, and Briggs dies. It is self-defense, but the code was not consulted. Dexter did not vet. He protected Deborah with an act that would never pass Harry's checklist. Pattern interrupt. If protecting the people who matter was baked into the design, then the code is built to be violated. The second family is threatened. The code also cannot handle ghosts. Season 6, Episode 7, Nebraska. A hollowed-out roadside motel, a nosy owner named Norm sniffing around Dexter's tools, and a phantom Brian Moser whispering in Dexter's ear. A pitchfork thrust, no plastic, no photos, no proof. The code is absent. Appetite is present. Receipt 7, The Lifeboat. Season 6, Episode 12, a smuggler named Alberto puts a gun to a pregnant woman's head on a crowded boat. Dexter uses a boat hook to stop him, fast and final. No ritual. It is triage. The camera does not celebrate. It catalogs necessity. The algorithm cannot process emergencies. It only knows preparation. Another hard receipt that people prefer to forget because it makes the rulebook look small. Season 3. Episode 4, a man named Nathan stalks Astor on the beach with a camera. Dexter confronts him in a cafe, sees the evidence stack up, and later ends him in a house. Quick and personal. He breaks the ritual to protect a child he loves. Curiosity loop. If the code keeps the people who matter safe, why does Dexter so often need to override it to keep them safe? The series quietly answers with its ugliest mirror. Season 8, Episode 2, Vogel frames the code as a design solution. Protect the people who matter is not morality, it is scope control. When danger does not fit the scope, Dexter chooses people over process. The code returns as a banner. Dexter tears the banner down whenever it blocks his family. Before we close the vice, we need to draw the ethics line. We are not valorizing harm. We are mapping how a show used craft, logic, and psychology to make a procedural mask feel like love. Receipt 8, the father figure you do not see coming, and the kill that strips away the last pretense. Season 7, Episode 7, Clint McKay, Hannah's father, shakes her down for cash and history. Dexter strings him up in plastic anyway, and the scene is intimate, almost mocking. Sink or swim, Daddy, he says as the ocean swallows the bags. The code is officially a costume.
Sink or swim, Daddy.
Dexter wears and discards it to serve the heart right in front of him. Receipt 9, the boundary the code could never hold. Season 8, Episode 12, Deborah lies on a hospital bed, brain dead, after Oliver Saxon's bullet. She once joked to Dexter to never let her live like that. He turns off the ventilator and carries her into the storm. No plastic, no slides, no trophies, only grief and goodbye. Pattern interrupt. If the code was about survival, why does its author die ashamed and his student abandon every ritual to let the love of his life rest? There is one more receipt that glues the thesis shut. Season 1, Episode 12, Brian Moser stands in front of Dexter and offers the purest belonging he will ever know, the brother who understands. Dexter kills him to save Deb. He obeys the rule about protecting innocence while breaking the spirit of, never let them see you. The code returns in the finale as justification and leaves the room as Dexter chooses love over design. So does the Code of Harry return, or does Dexter keep dragging it back to excuse what he would do anyway? Watch the pattern. The code shows up in voiceovers and lectures when Dexter needs to feel calibrated. It disappears the second the world goes off script. An unplanned weapon, a boat hook, a hospital switch, a motel pitchfork, a kitchen struggle. One micro vignette to humanize the cost. Picture Season 5, Episode 1 again. Cheap bathroom tile, a man who says the wrong thing at the wrong time, and a father whose hands will not stop shaking. He kills to silence a feeling the code has no language for. Then he goes home to a child who will only ever know him as absence. Here's the verdict. The Code of Harry does return as a story Dexter tells himself when life is quiet enough to believe in rules. And Dexter breaks it whenever life gets loud, messy, human. The rulebook is not a conscience, it is a cover. When the mask slips, what remains is the same choice every time, people or process. He chooses people, and the code becomes plastic wrap for guilt. Type I saw the receipts if you will rewatch that Season 8, Episode 2 scene with Evelyn Vogel and hear the rules as design, not ethics. Drop your own episode plus a one-line theory below, and I will meet you in the comments with counter receipts. Subscribe to Scene Autopsy, where we solve television mysteries with receipts.